Another month, another update. This time, Flameheart is bringing us ground troops to the Sea of Thieves with a new world event. We get an interesting toy to play with, and we have some quality of life improvements that not all players will agree with. But are these Ashen Winds a breath of fresh air, or do they smell like something burned in the oven? Let's find out. And I might be a bit later with these type of videos compared to other content creators, but I like to play the update first before I give my opinion. So if you like that, please consider subscribing, I would greatly appreciate it. So let's waste no time and dive right into the main addition this update has to offer. And I am, of course, talking about the reskinned Skeleton Lords. I mean the totally new Ashen Lords. These steroid-taking baddies are a new world event for all players to compete over. Just look for the fiery tornado in the sky to see where this event is taking place. Upon arrival, you are tasked with bringing down an Ashen Lord. They come in 4 different varieties, but as far as I could tell, gameplay-wise they all act the same. These lords were the elite commanders of Flameheart that recently came out of hiding. Stitcher Jim is not one of them, but all the lords are named. They look different and all have their own unique voice lines. This is great, but this also makes me wish the regular Skeleton Lords had some more voice acting as well. And if you think fighting them is similar to Skeleton Lords, yeah, you're pretty right. The developers did their best in making their attacks unique, but the overall feel is about the same.
Same, but different. But still same.
The only truly unique addition is the fog cloud that they use that makes it a bit harder to see. They don't have any weak spots as far as I could tell, which is a missed opportunity. Stunning them with a well-placed Eye of Reach shot to the heart would have gone a long way to make the fight a bit more unique. The longer you fight them, the more they throw at you. In the end, you will be fighting your way through incoming rocks and geysers. Again, stuff we have seen before, but has been refitted for this battle. The fight will surely drain the last of the food items you still had. And this is also my other point of criticism. They are absolute bullet sponges. But I get why. If you defeat them too quickly, other crews don't have the chance to join the battle either with or against you. And if you want to have a really bad time with this update, you can always try to do them solo, which will take you, well, at least an hour, and all the attacks will be aimed at you. I've done this a couple of times, and the more you understand the patterns and the range of the attacks, it does get easier, but it's still a long fight. So yeah, this is the one event I'm never going to do solo again. But just like Grey Marrow, you can lure them to the coast and take pot shots at them. To counter this exploit, they gave the Ashen Lords some more long-range attacks, but I did find certain spots where those attacks don't work at all. So yeah, you can also try that. Audio-wise, I'm a bit disappointed. The chanting in the beginning is nice, and I like the heartbeats you hear when you get in close. But the final battle music is a tune we already heard countless times before. It's a shame, since the ghost ship battles last month did such a good job in this department. So yeah, hopefully I don't sound all that negative. I am having fun with the Ashen Lords, but I am just sick of fighting skeletons. And battling a buffed up Skeleton Lord is not the experience I am looking for right now. But now let's talk about the Ashen Winds Skull. The reward is dropped by any defeated Ashen Lord. When wielded, this skull can be used like a flamethrower, releasing a jet of raging fire, setting nearby pirates and even ships on fire. The skull has a limited amount of charge and can become empty, but you can still make its mouth move when that happens, which can lead to some funny situations. The amount of gold the skull is worth is directly related to how much charge it has remaining. The fuller the charge, the more money you will get. A completely full skull has a base value of 5000 gold, which is nice but not great. Using it is fun, but strategically you are better off using firebombs. I am sure there are some situations where the use of the skull is preferred, but these will still be very situational. Having said that, it is really neat to use your loot as a weapon, and I hope we will get more like this in the future. I myself am thinking of ceremonial two-handed weapons that you can use or turn in at the gold hoarders. But let me know your ideas in the comment. I'm sure some of you have more creative ideas than I have. There are also some new rewards and commendations attached to this update. You can track your progress under the Build's Red Reputation page and then selecting Ashen Winds. You can earn 4 new tutu sets. For each set you will need to defeat a specific lord 5 times. And if you sell the Ashen Winds Skull 25 times, you will also be able to buy the new sales. So, with the major additions out of the way, let's have a look at what the Emporium has to offer. Most ship cosmetics are now on sale, but sadly we don't have any new ones. The main attraction this time are the new Ashen pets. And yeah, this design is both hot and cool at the same time. They look awesome, but me personally, I like to stick with the ones I already have. I also like that they are in the shops on Outpost. They do this all the time, but I want to point it out regardless. We also have the characters emote set, which is pretty cool. Again, not something I am going to spend my money on, but I do know some other YouTubers who are going to love this bundle. The new free emote this month is the heal click emote, so hey, grab it while you can. And we also have some new Kraken outfits for the cats, but you know, who the hell cares about that? So, let's have a look at the other additions this update brings. And let's start with the most controversial one. They removed wallbanging. Some players out there did not think they were going to do this, but I actually called it out in one of my previous videos, so hey, yeah, feels good to be right. But in all seriousness, this fix means you cannot shoot through floors or walls anymore. I personally always saw that as an advanced tactic. Granted, probably unintentional, but it gave the game an extra tactical layer, even though I probably only succeeded in this a handful of times. Having said that, I don't really know how to feel about this change. I know some pirates out there are gonna be, disappointed, while others are going to be more happy about it. Like this guy.
Get fucked.
Another quality of life update is the option to play with a single analog stick, which also includes some new auto center camera options. This probably won't excite most players, but I think it's absolutely great to have more options so more and more people can enjoy this game. And hey, if you ever feel like going for a true pirate experience and play with a hook for a hand, you can now do so. And a visual addition I don't like is that they changed the interface of the emissary meter in the corner of the screen. They did this to make it easier to read, but me personally, I prefer the old one way better. Defeating a skeleton ship will now reward players with a storage crate containing food, wood and cannonballs. And this is obviously a great addition. And you can buy some new Fearless Bone Crusher and Nightshade Parrot equipment from Duke. Another fine addition is that the arena now has a shortened loading time if you're playing on a galleon. Nah, just kidding, it's still pretty bad. And as always, if you want to check out all the minor additions of this update, a link to those notes can be found in the description, even though nobody ever clicks on that, but oh well. So, is this a good update? Well, actually it is, but I'm still a bit disappointed. We get a new world event and those always bring crews together and yeah, I like that. But having said that, out of all the world events we have right now, this is not going to be one of my favorites. Gameplay wise, it just doesn't feel interesting to me. The Ghost Ship update really had you working as a crew and those encounters felt fresh despite using familiar mechanics. Granted, you are working together with your crew in this update as well, but all you do is avoid attacks and then ship away at its massive health bar and repeat the progress. There's no real strategy or uniqueness to this battle. Yeah, they did a good job making them different from Skeleton Lords, but gameplay wise it feels like something I've done before. Maybe I would have felt different if we didn't have the Ghost Ship update last month, or even if this update released later, or if they just kept the Ashen Lords as, I don't know, tall tale bosses or something. I do really like the addition of the Ashen Winds Skull. Getting the most out of the skull is going to be, highly situational, but getting some different usage of your loot is really nice, and I do hope we will get more of this in the future. Like usual, this update also adds more lore to our story. We have questions like how do pets get Ashen curses, and what's the background story of these 4 new Ashen Lords? Well, these questions and more will be answered in our Sea of Thieves podcast, which will be releasing a bit later this week. So give that a listen if you feel like it. I always have other Sea of Thieves YouTubers as guests, and it's a lot of fun while also being informative. Our previous one dove deep into the lore of the Pirate Lord himself, so hey, you can check that out right now if you want to. For now, I just want to say, hey, thanks for checking out my video. I tried to cram as much information as I can while also showing some of my own gameplay. Leaving a like or subscribing is always appreciated. And let me know what you guys think of this update in the comments. Do you think these new lords are great or a bit similar to stuff we already have? Either way, let me know. So that's it. I hope you succeed in whatever it is you're doing in your life right now. And yeah, just have a wonderful rest of your day and take care. Man, God, how do you pronounce steroid?